hello. My name is Mara and welcome to Books Like Whoa. Okay, so we are on to book 8, which is Magic Shifts. Now, if you'll recall from my last entry, Magic Breaks is my favorite in the series to date. And that makes this it kind of a hard act to follow that particular book. I think this book does a really nice job of that though, and I am really, like, I remember when I read this being like, whew, okay, they didn't just totally like blow their load early and like the rest of this is going to be a downward slope. This is one, probably like in my top 3 in the series, because I think this is definitely like one of my favorites in the series, because I really love, I just love a lot of the things that this is setting up for that third micro arc within the macro plot. So if you'll remember, I've talked about, and this comes from the authors, the first 4 books are like Kate as mercenary, the middle 3 books are Kate as consort, and the last 3 books are Kate as Shirem, I believe is how you say that. Shirem? Something like that. And I think that this kicks off that final, like this last little push that we have to get to the end of the series in a really positive way. So let me read you the little blurb just to remind you of which one this is, and then we'll get into it. So it says, after breaking from life with the pack, mercenary Kate-Daniels and her mate, former Beast Lord Curran Lennart, I never know how to say his name, Lennart, I'm not sure, are adjusting to a very different place. While they're thrilled to escape from all the infringing, Kate and Curran know that separating from the pack completely is a process that will take time. But when they learn that their friend Eduardo has gone missing, Kate and Curran shift their focus to investigate his disappearance. Eduardo was a fellow member of the Mercenary Guild, so Kate knows the best place to start looking is at his most recent jobs. As Kate and Curran dig further into the Merc's business, they discover that the Guild has gone to hell and that Eduardo's assignments are connected in the most sinister way. An ancient enemy has arisen, and Kate and Curran are the only ones who can stop it before it takes their city apart, piece by piece. So this book, I think, we start off seeing Kate and Curran adjusting to being out of the pack. What I really love about the way that their relationship has developed is that she made a big sacrifice to become the consort with Curran, and she was willing to do that indefinitely. However, I think once they're out of the pack, I mean, Curran, I think his kind of character arc, I think in the middle part of the series is realizing that his relationship with the pack is not going to work long term. It's just like, it's not healthy for him, and it's not healthy for her, and it's not conducive to the life that they are going to want to lead together. And I think that it could have been an easy route for them to make him unhappy now that they're out, but instead I think this book sets up them building a new life together, and I think I really enjoy seeing Curran kind of like fully embracing that. Like, he goes full in on trying to like take the guild and like clean it up. He, I think, is really excited about like their new house, and I think Kate is also realizing in this book that she's not going to lose him, like, because I think that was sort of an open question, like, would he resent her? And I think she is also getting really bought into the new life that they're building together. I loved seeing all like the separation staff piece of this, and how like slowly she realizes that all of their neighbors are former pack members. I think it's really, you get a lot of payoff here for how loyal of a friend she has been, and you definitely get some like real payoff in terms of the loyalty that people now show to her, and how there are all of these people who, I think at the beginning you're kind of presented the pack as like this unified front that's like the right thing for all shifters, and like I think what we're realizing is like that's just not the case. Like, that's not the only way shifters can be in the world, and like seeing, I think, her getting introduced into the mix and like changing up Curran's life so much has led several of them to sort of like have some space to have different paths. I will say that the actual mystery plot in this, because I'm not that invested in Eduardo, it's hard for me to be super invested in that. I mean, of course I don't want anything bad to happen to him, but like that wasn't that compelling to me. But I think some of the things that happen as a result of that being the macro plot really paid off. I absolutely like loved and wept at the part where basically Kate thinks she's dying, everyone thinks she's dying, the tech is up, and like we don't know what's gonna happen. Those scenes really moved me when she's like saying goodbye to Julie and saying goodbye to Curran. It's just like, it's a lot, and like seeing her and like, oh man, like, oh, it just kills. Like when she says she doesn't want to die here, she wants to die at home, like, oh, that like kills me. And I think, as in the previous book when Curran almost lost her in Mishmar, that really clarified for him like, I need to, like, I can let the pack go because I cannot lose her. I think that this also like propels him to be like, let's set a date, let's actually get married. And I think that stuff is all really satisfying. The part at the end where they're each taking turns carrying the thing, that like is just such a like lovely metaphor for just like what a healthy relationship is like, and like sacrificing yourself for your partner, and just like, I loved all of that. I liked that Mahone finally fucking got on board with it. I really liked finding out more about George and seeing Curran in sort of like a sibling dynamic with her, and I think getting more perspective on his sort of family dynamics within that, you know, within Mahone and George and that little group. I thought that was really good. Yeah. Oh, and the Roland scenes. Like, I really love the building. Like, we're just learning more and more about Roland and Kate's dynamic with each other. I think they make Roland a really complicated character because, like, he's evil. Like, he's awful. He's the big bad. But also, like, you can see some humanity in him, like you can see like emotion in him, so like it doesn't make him just sort of like a flat villain. So I really liked all of that. Basically, I just think this is a super successful book and sort of the last little trilogy within this series, and it starts setting up some pieces that I suspect are going to pay off in a big way in the final book. I have some theories, but I don't even want to get into that. But anyway, like I think you're starting to see some groundwork being laid in ways that are really interesting. And yeah, I just think that this is a really successful book in and of itself, and also very successful in terms of like the bigger plot arc. So I'll have my ranking up here somewhere, but like I said, this is one of my favorites in the series. I think that this is really good and made me very hopeful after I read Magic Breaks that like, okay, we're gonna have like, I feel like this is gonna finish well. They didn't peak too early. This is going to be good. So I think that will do it for today's installment in Kate-Daniels-a-thon Palooza. We've got Magic Binds tomorrow. I've got one on like all of the side novellas and Andrea and Raphael's book. I've got that, and then we will be at Magic Triumphs. Yee! And I think this video is going up the day that Magic Triumphs comes out, so I will be staying up late tonight to read that because nothing will hold me back. But anyway, if you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, follow me on the social medias if you are so inclined. I have all that information listed in the description box below. And I think that will do it. I hope you're having a really lovely day, and I will just talk to you soon. Bye!